Hello, everybody. Today's Sunday, the 21st of July, 2019. And before I get into a couple of videos, I want to quickly show you guys the soil report I got back from the Orange County folks here in North Carolina. You may recall from an earlier couple of videos that I sampled soil from 3 different locations on my property. The one you see on the screen now is from the 6,000 square foot garden plot that I've been working on for the last almost 2 years to get the soil conditioned to be ready for doing some serious planting. And then as a baseline, I took samples from what I call the big pasture, which is the big donkey pasture. It's like a let's call it an acre and a quarter, something like that in size. It's actually 43,000 square feet. And then I took a sample from the barn pasture, which is about 13, almost 14,000 square feet. And I'm happy with the results. As you can see here, we won't go through it in a lot of detail, but you look at the bar graphs there. Basically, the pH is in kind of the center of the page. And pH is tested at 6.0, and I need it to be optimally at about 6.2 to 6.7. If you look over on the right side, you'll see phosphorus and potassium are off the charts. I like to think that is the result of, like I said, a year and a half of soil conditioning in terms of breaking it up. First, the deadpan, breaking that up with a big soil ripper, using the plow and plowing it a couple of times, tilling it a couple of times, and of course adding a whole boatload of donkey, chicken, and rabbit manure, all the manures that I've generated on the property. So over time, over about a year and a half, I've got it pretty close to where I need it. As you'll see here in a moment, their recommendations are that I needed to add 360 pounds of lime and 30 pounds of Class A fertilizer, which you're going to see here in a moment. I've done, so we're good to go. Anyway, I'll probably do these side by side, but this is the results for the garden plot. Just kind of burn that into your head. And here are the results on the top for the big pasture, and then on the bottom for the barn pasture. You don't really need to look at the numbers per se. If nothing else, notice that the bar charts for phosphorus and potassium on the right side are way less. So I interpret that to mean I've got a good positive change in the soil composition for all the work I've done for the last year and a half on the garden plot. So we're good to go. I do not plan to put any lime or fertilizer on these 2 pastures just yet. That'll be probably a project for next year when I work on those to figure out what I want to do with them with a little bit more detail. But for all intents and purposes, they're going to sit as is. I've got them ripped up now, and I'm probably going to till them one more time and plant some kind of grass or something just to have some pasture grass over winter. But they are not going to get a lot of attention, but the garden plot is. So on we go. And away we go. This is actually my 3rd tractor. See the 2 tractors on the left over there. I tried using the Husqvarna ride-on tractor and buried it in the soft soil of the garden. Then I tried using the BCS 2-wheel tractor, and it couldn't tow the spreader. So I ended up using the big tractor here. So I'm hot, tired, pissed off, rainstorm coming in, just trying to get it done, trying to get all this stuff in the ground before the water starts falling. Just kicked my butt. Looks like it's easy, not hard, but now that's a thing of beauty. I'm just saying. Got all the lime and fertilizer deployed yesterday. Looking good. I think give it a couple weeks, and then probably do some hilling and furrowing and get something planted for the fall. But I'm happy with it. It's amazing the temperature difference between in here and out there. We can walk around this property all day and work up a little bit of a sweat, but at least there's a little bit of a breeze today. But man, you step out of the shade and into the direct sunlight, woof. You probably can't see it on camera, but it's like I can almost see the heat. Nasty. I think it's supposed to be 96 today, with a feels like over 100 or something like that. And then another hot day tomorrow, and then mysteriously on Tuesday it's supposed to have a high of 78 Fahrenheit. So we're all saying, come on Tuesday. Anyway, so we're gonna get out here and do a little bit of walking every now and then so we don't get cabin fever. But my lord, it's just hot out there. Looks like Mars, feels like Mars. Hey everybody, it's Sunday the 21st of July 2019, getting into the evening, and this morning when I fed the baby ducks, I left their enclosure open to see what they would do, and that's all the baby ducks in the big pond. And it was funny, I just looked outside and saw them for the first time. I ran to get my camera because I wanted to get a little video of it. And somewhere right in there's our, where is she? Our little buddy, the deer. There's a little female deer. Well, actually, she's a pretty good sized deer, and she's in the pond too. And I think she's right next to that bucket in the tall grass eating something. There she is, right there. See, she scared all the ducks again. There's the two existing adult ducks, and there's all the babies in a big bundle of baby ducks in the middle of the pond. So I decided to put the drone up, and for a number of reasons, not the least of which I wanted to get a good head count. And I am happy to report that I'm counting 15 baby ducks, which is awesome because I haven't been able to count them for about a week or so because it's hard to get them all into eye shot at the same time. Like how pretty they are, especially that one right in the lower, the gray and black one. Absolutely, just beautiful birds, and I'm amazed at how big they got and how feathered up they've gotten in maybe a week. But I'm just happy. I mean, look at these guys. I mean, they're they're happy. I can tell. They're all grooming. More importantly, you'll see here in a minute, as I kind of change perspectives here, that there's only 2 ducks remaining from the adult set, which was originally 5, and then it went down to 4, down to 3. Sadly, I lost one of the girls last week to a coyote. Thankfully, Bianca Houdini, the only one that has a name because she has so much personality, the all blonde duck, you'll see her in a minute. They seem to be getting along really well. She should be popping in the top of frame here in a second. But there's 15 babies right there. Any of those that have a lighter color in them, I suspect, are Bianca's because she's light in color.